Perfect. Thank you. My name is Eric K. Thomas, and I am the editor-in-chief of the Quintessential Gentleman, and I'm super excited. Good evening, Mr. Reginald Marcus Green. How are you?
I'm good, man. Where do I get that sweatshirt?
Sweatshirt, I got it. Just make sure I'll get your information and we'll send you one out.
Get one of those. I want to rock one of them. I like that.
Appreciate it. Perfect. Well, I definitely want to jump in here. First and foremost, an amazing film. I know you're hearing that all day. I know you're going to continue to hear that, and I know you're happy to hear that. So
I'm happy. I'm definitely happy to hear that.
Exactly. So my first question is, why was it so important for the sister story to be told through their father's eyes?
Well, look, I think it was a story they wanted to tell. That was a story that they signed on for, right? They wanted to honor their father with that. Venus and Serena are pretty young to do a biopic about them. Right now they're currently playing, they have a lot more life to live. And I think there was probably resistance in that way to tell that version of the story. This was a little unknown piece of history. It was a version of things that we didn't know about the family, things for audiences to discover. You go to the movies to have an experience and discover something. And I hope that our film does that, because I think there's a perception about the Williams family. There's a perception about Richard Williams, but unless you really either read his book or dive into, you wouldn't know those things. And as we know, most people will watch a movie before they read the book. It's an opportunity for us to dive into an aspect of the family that we didn't know about. The girls said Richard is the person that came up with the plan. He was the one that gave us tennis. That didn't mean that, and that meant like the whole family rallying behind them to create these tennis champions. And so he came up with the plan, and then he had the family to help execute it. So it's a remarkable story. We already knew that their story was crazy, but we didn't know how insanely crazy it is, and how beautiful it is, and just the levels, the levels to it, man. It was amazing, and it's one I'll keep in my heart forever.
Oh, for sure. Definitely a very interesting and amazing story. What was, maybe one thing that you learned kind of on set about either the sisters or about Mr. Williams?
On set, like in the moment?
In the moment, yeah.
An on set, in the moment thing about Richard Williams. There was an interesting scene that we have in the locker room after the final match, without giving too much away, but it's a very small detail, but Venus grabs the bag, and says, I'll hold that. And that scene I love, because he's basically telling his daughter that it's the most proud he's ever been of her. And it wasn't, he's telling you, I love you more today, almost. Like this is the most I've ever been happy in my life, in this moment. And it's and it's not a moment that you would think that it would be, right? Any other parent might be like, why? And that didn't happen. He did exactly what a parent should do in that moment. And it teaches you something. It teaches you all those lessons of humility, all those lessons that are that we talk about in the film really kind of come to fruition in that scene. For me personally, it kind of gets to the essence of who Richard was. Complicated, tricky man, but one with a vision, one with a plan, but one who for sure damn loved his kids.
Yeah. They had a plan and had a dream. It was not going to stop until it happened. So
for sure not.
So Will Smith, his portrayal of Richard Williams was just amazing. I was just, kind of reading, and, they were really going in behind, earlier about really transforming him into that. And you really didn't want too much of that. Can you just speak a little bit to why you didn't want a complete transformation of Will Smith to Richard Williams?
Well, part of it was, look, everybody knows it's Will Smith. And then, how important is it to have him look like Richard Williams? And I think there needed to be a balance because there's a lot going on, right? He's got a dialect from Shreveport that we have to understand, the behavior. So, and he's already a very eccentric character. And so I just did not want Will's performance, which I knew to be incredible, to get lost in the hair and makeup of it. And that's not to say, like, first of all, they did an incredible job. Our hair and makeup team did an incredible job to make him look the way he is. Right. So, and there is prosthetics. There's just mild prosthetics. We tempered it to make it work so that he can disappear. I didn't think Will can disappear if he becomes too noticeable. Now it's more prominent than less prominent. So we were just trying to strike that right balance, that I could feel like, okay, it's just enough where you don't know what changed. You just know it changed. And that's all we needed. And look, Will is very much his own man. He saw his face when he looked in the mirror. Like, it was a discussion. It wasn't just some ultimatum. I told him what I wanted. He agreed. That's what we got.
Perfect. And my last question is, what do you want Black fathers who finish watching this film to either think of, or is there anything that you want them to leave with after watching King Richard?
Look, I think we all can take a page or two out of the plan, which is if you water a plant, it's gonna grow, and if you don't water it, it's gonna die. If you overwater a plant, it's gonna die. And I think we can all take a lesson out of that, right? You know, it's the lesson that Richard has to learn in our movie. You know, you can love your daughters to death, but you can choke them out. At some point, I have to let go. And vice versa for parents that are not involved in their kids' lives, have not taken moments to be a part of their lives. Like, it will have an effect on them. That doesn't mean that some of those kids won't make it out and do great things, but it's going to be a different kind of struggle. You know, I know myself, when I'm home, I got to take this phone and put it down. I don't want my kids seeing me on the internet. Like, I'm home and I'm here for you. Undivided attention, unconditional love. Those are two things that we can give. It's within our power, and I hope that more of us can be active members in our own families' lives.
Sure. Well, Mr. Green, I appreciate it. Again, congratulations. Amazing film. Thank you.
Boss. Appreciate you. All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.